CNN, 3rd of April 2023, I haven't ever witnessed anything like this. One of the most widely used apps in China can spy on its users, according to experts. It is one of China's most well-liked shopping applications, with over 750 million monthly users buying groceries, apparel, and just about anything else. However, security experts claim it can also get over a user's cell phone's security to watch what they do on other apps, check notifications, read their private messages, and modify settings. And it's challenging to remove once installed. Many apps gather enormous amounts of user data, often without explicit permission. Still, experts claim that e-commerce behemoth Pinduoduo has gone beyond the pale in terms of violating users' privacy and data security. Following a tip, CNN conducted a thorough investigation, speaking with several former and present Pinduoduo personnel and 6 cybersecurity teams from Asia, Europe, and the US. Numerous experts found malware on the Pinduoduo app that used flaws in the Android operating system. According to company insiders, the exploits reportedly increased sales by spying on customers and rivals. According to Mikko Hyponen, chief research officer at WithSecure, a Finnish cybersecurity company, we haven't seen a mainstream app like this trying to escalate their privileges to access things they're not supposed to gain access to. This is very unusual and pretty damning for Pinduoduo, said the analyst. Malware, short for malicious software, is any program designed to steal data or disrupt computer and mobile device operations. The Pinduoduo app's evidence of sophisticated malware comes when Chinese-developed apps like TikTok are being closely analyzed due to data security concerns. The well-known short video app, whose CEO Congress probed Chuchu for 5 hours last week regarding its relationships with the Chinese government, is the subject of some American lawmakers' calls for a national ban. The discoveries will also probably increase interest in Temu, the foreign sister app of Pinduoduo, which is now dominating US download rankings and rapidly growing in other Western markets. Both are owned by PDD, a global corporation with Chinese roots listed on the Nasdaq. Temu has not been connected, but Pinduoduo's alleged behavior could cast doubt on the worldwide expansion of its sibling app. No proof exists that Pinduoduo gave information to the Chinese authorities. However, given Beijing's considerable influence over the companies that fall under its purview, U.S. senators are worried that any company doing business in China would be compelled to participate in a wide range of security operations. The discoveries come after Google removed Pinduoduo from the Play Store in March due to malware found in various app versions. A subsequent Bloomberg report stated that a Russian cybersecurity company had also discovered suspected malware in the app. The speculation and accusation that the Pinduoduo app is malicious has already been refuted by Pinduoduo. CNN contacted PDD several times by phone and email for a comment, but no response was given. Achieve success. Pinduoduo wasn't always a powerhouse in online retail, despite having a user base that makes up 3/4 of China's internet population and a market value 3 times that of eBay, EBAY. A former Google employee, Colin Huang, founded the firm in Shanghai in 2015. At the time, it was competing to gain market share from e-commerce giants JD.com and Alibaba, BABA. JD. It was successful because it targeted low-income rural communities and offered significant discounts on orders from friends and relatives. Pinduoduo experienced triple-digit monthly user growth through the end of 2018 when it went public in New York. However, according to its earnings reports, the increase in monthly users had slowed to about 50% by the middle of 2020 and would continue to fall. According to a current Pinduoduo employee, the company assembled a staff of approximately 100 engineers and product managers in 2020 to look for Android phone vulnerabilities, devise strategies for exploiting them, and transform those strategies into revenue. The insider, who asked to remain anonymous for fear of retaliation, said that the company initially mainly targeted customers in rural areas and smaller towns, avoiding people in megacities like Beijing and Shanghai. They stated that the intention was to lower the risk of exposure. According to the insider, the corporation could compile a thorough picture of customers' habits, hobbies, and preferences by gathering extensive data on user actions. As a result, they claimed, it enhanced its machine learning model and provided users with more tailored push alerts and advertisements, encouraging them to open the app and purchase. Early in March, the source claimed the team was dismantled due to inquiries into their conduct. CNN contacted PDD multiple times for comment on the team, but they never responded. One experts discovered the 6.49.0 version of the app, which was released on Chinese app stores in late February, was independently examined by researchers from Checkpoint Research, a Tel Aviv-based cybersecurity company, Oversecured, a Delaware-based startup for app security, and Hyponens with Secure. China does not have Google Play. Thus local shops are where Android users in that country download their apps. When Google halted Pinduoduo in March, it claimed that malware had been discovered in the app's non-play versions. The researchers discovered privilege escalation malware, which is a sort of hack that takes advantage of a weak operating system to access data at a higher level than it is intended to have, according to experts. According to Hyponen, our team reverse-engineered that code, and we can confirm that it attempts to escalate rights and gain access to things that typical Android apps wouldn't be able to do. According to Hyponen, the app's capacity to carry on in the background and fend off uninstallation helped it to increase its monthly active user rates. He claimed it could also spy on rivals by monitoring activities on competing shopping applications and obtaining data from them. Checkpoint Research also discovered strategies by which the program could avoid detection. According to the researchers, the app used a technique that allowed it to publish updates without going through an App Store review procedure designed to find dangerous applications. Additionally, they discovered that specific plugins intended to conceal potentially harmful components by hiding them beneath trustworthy file names, like Google's. They claimed that malware developers frequently use such a technique to insert malicious code into applications with legitimate functionality. Android was a target. About 75% of smartphone users in China use the Android operating system. Daniel Ives of Wedbush Securities states that the iPhone has a 25% market share for Apple, AAPL. Pinduoduo's malware, according to Oversecured's founder Sergey Toshin, mainly targeted various Android-based operating systems, such as those used by Samsung, Huawei, Xiaomi, and Oppo. CNN has contacted these businesses for comment. Pinduoduo was dubbed the most dangerous malware ever discovered in popular apps by Toshin. "This is something I've never seen before. It's like, huge," he said. To add distinctive features and applications to their own devices, most phone makers tweaked the Android Open Source Project, AOSP, the foundational software for Android. Toshin discovered that Pinduoduo had taken use of roughly 50 Android security holes. Most of the exploits were explicitly designed for original equipment manufacturer, OEM, code, which tends to be audited less frequently than OSP and is hence more vulnerable to flaws. Additionally, Pinduoduo used various OSP flaws, including one that Toshin reported to Google in February 2022. He said that Google corrected the flaw in March. Toshin claims that the exploits gave Pinduoduo unauthorized access to users' whereabouts, contacts, calendars, notifications, and photo albums. He added that they have access to using social network accounts and chats and the ability to modify system settings. 3 of the 6 teams CNN contacted for this story didn't perform thorough examinations. However, their initial assessments revealed that Pinduoduo requested more permissions than those required for a typical shopping app. Invasive rights like set wallpaper and download without notification were among them, according to René Meyerhofer, director of the Institute of Networks and Security at the Johannes Kepler University Linz in Austria. Dissolving the group. A Chinese cybersecurity company named Dark Navy published a study in late February that initially raised concerns about malware in Pinduoduo's app. Although the analysis didn't specifically name the retail behemoth, it immediately gained popularity among other researchers who did. As a result, some of the analysts confirmed the initial findings in their reports. According to 2 specialists who talked to CNN, Pinduoduo released a fresh update to its app on March 5, version 6.50.0, which patched the flaws. According to the Pinduoduo source, the engineers and product managers who had created the exploits were disbanded 2 days following the upgrade. The team members lost access to data on the internal network the following day and were locked out of Knock, a custom workplace communication tool from Pinduoduo. According to the source, engineers discovered they could no longer access big data, data sheets, and the log system. The majority of the team was relocated to Temu. According to the source, they were reassigned to various departments at the subsidiary, with some of them working on push notification development or marketing. According to them, Pinduoduo still employs a core group of 20 cybersecurity engineers who are experts in identifying and taking advantage of vulnerabilities. The underlying code was still present and could be activated again to launch assaults, according to Toshin of Oversecured, who investigated the upgrade. Overlook error due to the Chinese government's regulatory crackdown on big tech, which started in late 2020, Pinduoduo has been allowed to expand its user base. That same year, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology began a thorough investigation into apps that illegally gather and use user data. Beijing's first comprehensive data privacy law was enacted in 2021. A personal information protection law violation is collecting, processing, or transmitting personal information without authorization. They are not permitted to engage in activities compromising cybersecurity or exploiting internet-related security flaws. According to tech policy experts, Pinduoduo's suspected virus would violate those regulations and should have been discovered by the regulator. Since this is their responsibility, the Ministry of Industry and Information Technology would be embarrassed, according to Kendra Schaefer, a tech policy specialist at the consultancy Trivium China. They were expected to check Pinduoduo. Thus it's embarrassing for the regulator that they didn't find anything. The ministry periodically publishes lists to publicly denounce apps deemed to violate users' rights to privacy or other requests. It also releases a different list of apps taken down from app stores due to breaking the rules. There was no mention of Pinduoduo on any of the lists. It's embarrassing for the regulator that they didn't find anything while checking Pinduoduo, even though they were meant to. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology and the Cyberspace Administration of China have contacted CNN's tech policy expert Kendra Schaefer for comments. Some cybersecurity professionals questioned why regulators didn't act on Chinese social media. In a popular post on the Chinese social media site Weibo this week, a cybersecurity expert with 1.8 million followers said, "You can't even understand the dangerous code when it's thrust right in front of your face. It's likely that none of our regulators know coding, programming, or technology." The following day, the post was deleted.